Hello, good morning. So, we are going to discuss your strategy and balance scorecard in detail, as well as your strategic profitability analysis. Okay, now, what are the two generic strategies? We have to look into um, what strategy is all about, and we're given here the definition. Um, you have to look at the how of your organization, looking into capabilities and opportunities. So, what does it mean? That we need to look at the organizational design. Ano ba yung organizational design? Paano yung structure ng company ay mag-fit dun sa required business model and strategy. Okay? And then, pagkatapos ng design, ano titingnan nyo? Capabilities. Organizational capabilities. O ano ibig sabihin ng organizational capabilities? Tinitingnan nito yung ano ang meron ka para you can execute the strategy. Kasi yung design, di ba, tinitingnan mo kung yung structure ng company ay the company to fit the required business model and the strategy. On the other hand, pag capabilities, you would look at execution of the strategy, whether or not um, yung difference between the how the company is now and how it wants to become ang dapat nating i-focus, no? So dito kayo magde-devise ng plan para may guide yung execution. Then you have to look at your people, no? So you need to look at how you're going to manage the talent of the people around you, no? And how can we do that? Look at the best practices. You have to have committed people. You have to have competent people for you to be able to execute it well. Then you need to also consider your culture. And what do you mean by culture pagka ganito? Um, you need to have standards. You need to have uh, values, no, as an organization, and the key performance indicator that you're going to set would somehow uh, look at, is it fit, no, doon sa need ninyo? Is it aligned with the values, di ba? Then with that, you would be able to look into your organizational effectiveness. Kaya nga you have your balance scorecard. Dito tinitingnan mo yung kung cohesive ba siya, kung centrally focused ba kayo sa pag-achieve ng desired outcome. Are the expectation were actually the reality, diba? Yeah. Now, why do we need to focus on industry analysis if it is a strategy? Kasi it is what? Dapat kasi holistic ang view natin. And what are we looking at? We need to look at the competitor, who are the potential entrants, and what are the equivalent products, the bargaining power of the customer, and the bargaining power of input supplier. Ang tanong lang dyan ay, looking at industry analysis, how will this help us? Diba? As an organization. Sa anong aspeto? So what kung titingnan ko lahat yung competitor, potential entrant, in what manner would really uh, be rather in what manner as an organization we're going to benefit from this. Kasi pag alam kasi natin yung environment, di ba? If we know the environment we're operating with, then we'll be able to assess how or hindi pala assess, but will be able to view holistically the no, the kumbaga sa isang bahay, nakikita mo lahat yung galaw, 'di ba, nung mga kasambahay mo. At alam mo kung paano, how can you fit the decision that you're going to make. Kasi it's all about what? The S word, survival. And in order for you to survive, you need to know your environment, and you need to be competitive. You cannot gain competitive advantage if you do not know this, the industry. Excuse me. Kasi you have to be able to predict the future, analyzing the market, determining the threats and the opportunity. Kaya ito yon, no? We're focusing on the 5 aspects. And how can we formulate the strategies? Then you need to look at product differentiation and cost leadership. Then what is product differentiation then? How can we have competitive advantage by having product differentiation? Product differentiation would looking at your strategic positioning and your action. So tinitingnan natin dyan yung positioning and your action. If that is the case, then you need to look at the features of your product. You need to look at the performance of your product. Ano pa? And it's durability. Ikaw, kapag bibili ka ng isang produkto, di ba, tinitingnan mo kung uh, ano yung tatlong aspeto na to. The feature, the performance, and the durability. No? Not only that, but you have to look at your channel differentiation, your relationship differentiation, reputation, and price. Kapag uh, you consider differentiation as your strategy, 'di ba? So, ano naman ang cost leadership? Ang cost leadership, remember, this is among the 5 factors, no, affecting profit. The cost is the item that's highly controllable at your end. And your target, of course, would be to minimize. Lagi naman ganon. So, paano yun? How can we do that? How can we have cost leadership? Make sure that uh, we would be able to outperform our competitors. By what? Producing a product at a lower cost. It is easier said than done. So how can we somehow manage, no, lowering cost? Then you have to look at economies of scale. Is this new to us? The economies of scale. It's always been mentioned to us how to maximize, no, activities done. Kasi we're looking at the combined effect of specialization and large scale production. In order for us to lower our per unit cost of production. Di ba? Kailangan marami kang maging output para bumaba yung gastos mo. And then, make sure that you are also, no, the tool. And in order for us to have the tool, then dapat you make use of technology to minimize human error and automate processes. Kasi by automating processes, you'd have better control and definitely somehow at the end minimize your cost. At the initial onset, maaring magastos, but on the long run, it would lower your cost. What else? Make sure that you have a good relationship with the supplier. No, the arrangement with the supplier are reliable, no? You have a better location when you look at your vendor, you have cheaper raw material, no? You can negotiate fixed price with your contract, and you have to outsource, no? What do you mean by that? Outsourcing is you have to delegate some processes that it's not part of your strength, no? So most often kaya nga may mga third party, kaya nga may mga third party ano na tayo, relationship for efficiency and mastering the activities, no? Yan. Now, how can we implement a strategy in order for us to track the strategy? That is why we are discussing the balance scorecard with the four perspective, no? Kasi kung wala tayong tool para ma-monitor, mahirap. And at your end, no, as your experience point, you have to know pagdating sa product differentiation, saka pagdating sa uh, cost leadership, ano ba yung dapat na prioritize ko, 'di ba? Parehas ba? At to what extent, 'di ba? At the same time, ganun din yung cost leadership. And uh, why we have to look into the different models when we look at the strategy. Kasi the strategic positioning na pinag-uusapan natin kanina and the strategic action, paano natin ito ma-relate? Diba? So, you look into this and answer. Okay? So, we stop at this point. We're going to discuss the engineering in our next discussion. Okay? Thank you and good day.